And my last tip for you all, tip number 5, I think is the most important. Hello everybody, how are we doing today? My name is Alex, if you don't already know. I am 27 years old, I live in New York City, and I'm currently training to be a professional contortionist. Hopefully we get there. But in today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Instead of showing you my flexibility journey, I wanted to share with you the tips that I've been using to become more flexible, which I guess is still talking about me, but we're gonna implement the stuff about me to help you. All right, so here are my 5 top tips to help you reach your flexibility goals. Okay, so the first thing that we need to talk about when it comes to flexibility is environment. I never had a consistent, constant environment when doing stretching. I would think like, oh, you know what, I can just stretch in the hallway. I can stretch in my room. There's enough space. I can definitely do it here. I can go to the gym. And I would go to all of these different places. And yes, there was physically space for me to stretch, but I don't think I was ever mentally there. It's like you are stretching, but you're kind of just sitting in all these different poses. You're kind of going through the motions, thinking, oh, you know what, if I relax here, if I just sit here, then maybe my split will get better. Wrong. I have learned over these years that stretching is just as much mental as it is physical. So when you are creating an environment to stretch, it has to be somewhere where you are also mentally there. I only had the option of stretching in my living room for this pandemic. Gyms are closed. And so what I did was I took all the distractions out of the room. I took my TV, which was on a glass table, it's a hammer down table, I stuck it on wheels, and now when I want to stretch, I push it out of the way because I have found that it is a mental distraction to me, not just a physical distraction. You know, really got to create that like vibe that helps you think the best, so that when you are stretching, you are not just thinking, I'm gonna sit here, but you are also thinking, this is what I need to do. Let me think about everything that's happening. I have no distractions, and I am fully mentally present as well as physically present. Number 2 is make a plan. I feel like this can apply to anything that anybody does, but it really does need to apply to flexibility as well, because a huge thing in flexibility is consistency. If you are not consistent, you're not getting too far, my friends. And I say that from experience. I am not judging you all, I'm judging myself and projecting it. So what are some of the tools that you can use to make a plan and to be more consistent? I like to use visuals. So I have a calendar, I have a planner, it's called the Clever Fox. I'll link it down below and you can check it out. I have gone through many planners, and this is hands down the best planner that I have ever used. Obviously, this is not sponsored. I have like 100 subscribers, but it's seriously amazing. I love it so much. And there's a calendar portion, and what I have done is I have taken stickers and I put down a sticker every time that I work on my flexibility or work on contortion that day. And at the bottom, there's a section for goals, and I will write what my goal is for the month or how many times I want to stretch in that week. And then every time I stretch, I put a little sticker down. And then at the end of the month, I get to go back and review and see how many stickers did I get to put down. And I don't know about you all, but I am a child. Like, I am still the kid who expects a sticker and a lollipop when I go to the dentist or the doctor. And obviously it's not going to happen. I'm 27. But personally, I think those rewards do work. Reward yourself with a sticker and a lollipop every time you stretch. It's exciting. I think that has really helped me be consistent, just knowing, oh my goodness, I get to put down a sticker every time I stretch. And at the end of the month, I get to look at it and look at how beautiful it is. Tip number 3 is to have a deadline, but a realistic deadline. Personally, I think that your deadline should be a little less, this is gonna sound strange, a little less flexibility based and more progression based. And so maybe your deadline is that every single Saturday you are going to take a picture of your split. Because in that way you think, oh my goodness, this Saturday I have to take a picture of my split and I haven't stretched it all this week. And it's gonna look the same as the picture from last week. And that'll kind of give you a little bit of a push to just do the thing so that your pictures will show the improvement that you want to see. Now, obviously, flexibility, strength, anything in the physical world, anything really in general is not linear. Your progress is not always going to be linear, but by having that deadline, it will definitely give you that little incentive to get off your butts and stretch. Tip number 4, find a way to hold yourself accountable. Stretching, I think for most people, it is not this thing that you need to do for a job. It is not this thing that you have to do for school. People are not going to be grading you on it or judging you on it. So you have to find a way to make it so that you do it yourself, even when nobody else really cares. I don't know about you all, but for me, I do my best when I know that there is outside pressure, which goes back to doing better in a flexibility class versus stretching at home. There's a teacher there that's holding you accountable. They expect you to do X, Y, and Z. So obviously you're going to do X, Y, and Z. And then you go home and you think, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then you don't do it because nobody is watching. So one of the ways that you can hold yourself accountable is to tell people. Just tell people, either on Facebook, on Instagram, in real life. Tell somebody in your house,
hey, guess what? This week, I'm stretching on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'm gonna need this space.
Or
I'm stretching on Tuesday and Thursday. Can you just ask me how it went?
something where you have to show up for it because somebody else is waiting for an answer. So here are a few of the things that I have personally done to hold myself accountable. One of the things that I tried was to pay somebody every time I did not stretch. So I told a friend, I'm going to set up my yoga mat. I'm going to take a picture of me at the beginning of my session. I'm going to take a picture at the end. If I do not send you a picture at the end where I'm obviously, visibly bendier than when I started, then I had to send her $35. And I picked $35 because that's the cost of going to a flexibility class where I live in New York City. And so every time I didn't do it, I'd have to send her $35. And that sucks because it can add up. So hold yourself accountable. Tell somebody what you are planning on doing. You will just have to hold up your end of the bargain. Otherwise, you'll feel kind of weird about it. Another thing that I did to hold myself accountable was I posted on Facebook last December. And this also goes back to having realistic deadlines. I told all of my Facebook friends that I wanted to have my butt on my bun, hair bun, by the end of 2020. I posted this December 2019. I said by December 2020, my butt is gonna be on my bun in a chest or chin stand. And let me tell you, it has not happened yet, but every time I think about,
oh, I'm too tired to stretch today. I really don't want to do this today.
You know, it's okay if I skip a day. It's no big deal. I already stretched 2 times this week. Why should I stretch another time?
I think about that post and the fact that there are so many people out there that liked it and commented on it and really now are invested in seeing my butt touch the butt on my head. And so in a way, yes, that's kind of looking for external approval, but it was motivated by internal, right? Internal yearning to be able to accomplish this thing. And so I'm saying it here too. Hopefully by the end of this year, my butt is on my bun. If I don't have a video on it, that's okay, we tried. But the point is, it is a definite motivating factor for me. And my last tip for you all, tip number 5, I think is the most important. It is, sorry guys, my mom called. But we're back with tip number 5, and that is build a network. Build a network of friends, find a class, get connected with a group on Facebook, on Reddit, Instagram, any of those places where you can see other people bending, see other people working on their flexibility and their progress, and you will indubitably be inspired. So personally for me, there was a group of friends that I was stretching with in person, and we would take semi-private lessons together, we would go to classes together, we would message each other about, oh, I'm doing this photo shoot this weekend, oh, that's so exciting, send us pictures, yeah, woo! It's like a little contortion flexibility support group. Find one of those for yourself. I hope these 5 tips helped you all. They certainly have helped me a lot during this pandemic and in my flexibility journey, just like in general. So hopefully they helped you. And if you like this video, please go ahead, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Thank you and goodbye.